Evening all, and welcome back to a Factory Town. So, picking up where we left off, we need to upgrade the base to the next level. However, we can't do that because it requires stone bricks, and it requires 8 happiness. And we don't have either of those. We've got 3 happiness and no stone bricks whatsoever. So, let's work on some stone bricks. To do that, we need to build a stonemason, which is in the building list here. Stonemason requires 40 stone, and 1 population, which we can't do because we don't have any population. So that means we need to get things working a little bit better here, a little bit faster. We don't have enough happiness at the moment because we need to be bringing planks to the houses as well to get 8 happiness. We need 4 houses and we need 8 happiness, so that's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's doable. It is all still doable. We can't deliver planks to the house via a market because we don't have the general goods market open yet, I don't believe. No, the general store is what sells goods to what sells general goods to the houses. Sorry, that one there. So we're gonna have to do it individually, which is it's fine. It's just a little annoying, but it's fine. So let's put down another house because we're going to need 4 minimum anyway. And let's upgrade both these houses straight away. And now we need to build 4 new people. 2, 3, and 4. And they need to be grabbing wood, or sorry, planks, and delivering to each house to keep that happy. Okay, and grab from the base and drop off, and that's going to give us extra happiness, which is awesome. Now we need the 20 bricks, and we can do that. We have a stonemason. Well, we don't have a stonemason yet. We need more bricks, don't we? How can I do this? You'll see here we've used up all the trees, so they're now going elsewhere. So I think what I might actually do is let you go there instead, and we're gonna grab some more workers and tell you to get the stone because we need stone, and we're gonna remove that conveyor belt, that chute there, because it's not needed. We'll put in our stonemason here when we can. We need 40 bricks to do that. We are going to burn through our planks very quickly, I reckon, which is a bit of a problem. But luckily, they don't appear to be selling to houses straight away, so that's kind of good. We have got the +8 happiness. We just don't have the stone bricks yet. Grain mill's doing an okay job. I could in fact change these up as well. I'd say take grain from over here, so they don't have to walk as far. There we go. That'll speed up things a bit, get things going. You're taking wooden planks out of there and giving it to that there, which is going quite nicely. You can take the brick out of there, just to give you something to do, and also it frees up a slot there, which I can then filter to be, I think we'll say only stones again, just so we've only got the 150 slot there. Okay, we have enough brick, or enough stone, sorry. So let's build a stonemason, and I'm going to put him there. There we go. We've unlocked a wonderful new thing, which will require stone to do stuff. So we're going to tell you to create stone brick, and you need stone, so we can tell our carts to take stone and deliver it to the stonemason, and the stonemason will start producing brick. It takes 4 stone to make 1 brick. In fact, if I build a road up to that, that's going to make life quicker for everyone, I think. What do we need to upgrade the... well, we need 20, right. Okay, it's going to be a little while before we've got enough stone brick to produce what we need. Plus I need to take it out of there as well, so let's hire another worker. And in fact, let's change this one here to being stone brick, shall we? You can take stone brick into that barn. There we go. Okay, and there isn't really a great deal else I can do here, unfortunately. We are just burning through our resources really quickly at the moment, which is a little annoying. I'd like to stock up on them, but I can't really at the moment. The lumber mill is struggling for resources simply because we just haven't got the people to be moving things around. But we will get there. We will get there very soon. We can change up things once we unlock new things. Get some things going. Yeah, right, well, what's this going? Let's have a quick look around. What have we got? What have we got? We got lots of stone, so stone isn't going to be a problem, hopefully. In fact, that's an almost ideal area to put a mine once we get them, so I might leave that stone intact. And the trees, we've got a few apple trees. They'll be useful. Bit of magic ore, magic shards. Iron is good. A little bit of coal and a big lump of coal there, that's good. Up here, more apple trees. We have some carrots in the corner there, and tomatoes here. I think the only thing we're missing are the other types of trees, the pear trees, some herbs. Yeah, I think we're just missing the pear trees and the I don't even know what the other one was. There was pear tree and there was grapes as well, I believe. I'm not sure. We'll see it when we come to it. But we'll get there. We also need to look at land because we are getting a little bit cramped here now. So it would be nice to kind of expand out a little bit. Well, not expand out a little bit, to free up some space and everything. But things can get moved around. That's the thing for it. I mean, obviously we've got the lumber mill here. I could move that over there with a forester once we unlock that, and have it going from there or up here or something. I really want to leave as many resources in as we can and not remove any. But we will remove some, obviously, at some point. It's just going to happen because I don't really have much choice in the matter. We have run out of planks. Is little annoying. However, that I think is our 20th. Yes, our 20th fabric. We can upgrade the base now. Awesome. Right. So let's do that. We have our 8 happiness before it runs out. Let's upgrade the base. Boom. Right. We have now got a general store. We have got a school, and we have 4 new houses. Is awesome. Right. We want to build a general goods store. That's a definite. However, I want to kind of build it there. But that terrain is not very flat. If we look at the general goods store and I try and put it in there, well, we can't afford it for the bit anyway, but it will be one too high. I want to lower it down. But let's get into leveling up our terrain. Under tools, you have the options to move a terrain block up, which is the default one it's got there. Terrain block down, flatten up, or flatten down. I'm really not sure why they're separate ones, why they're just not called flatten. But I think that might be because of if you only want it to go up to a certain level. I don't know. I don't know why it's just not flattened. But if I say flatten down and we want to flatten to this area here, across, you can see it just levels the ground out a little bit there. Makes life a bit easier for us. Also, I do kind of want to flatten up that block there, but I can't apparently. Nope, so that's going to stay a little bit squiff. Okay, that's fine. So, what do we need to build the general store? The general store requires 10 stone and 10 planks. Okay, so that means I am going to actually delete lots of these workers. You can go, you can go. There's one more worker behind there. You can actually drop off in there because I realised I deleted the wrong worker for that one. Right, and then you can move on to, I think, stone. Stone's more important. Yep, I think stone's more important than wood for the minute. So, because we need 10 planks, which we're going to get quite easily, and we need 10 stone bricks we needed for the general store. I think it was. I think we have 10 stone bricks, don't we? Yeah, oh, build. Oh. What have I done? What have I done? There we go. Right. Buildings. Thank you. General store. Yeah, just requires 10 planks, which we'll have in just a moment. And the general store works the same way the food market does. It just distributes general goods rather than yeah. So if we was to bring planks to this, it would sell them out to the houses as and when they're required, rather than feeding the houses directly. It just makes life a lot easier. A lot easier. So, right. We also, our next mission is to earn red coins. Okay, different types of goods to deliver an item, a stone brick to a house or a general goods store. Ah, yes. So if we sold stone brick is worth red coins. Okay, if we go to the economy tab here, you can see fish, eggs, raw chicken, that sort of thing is all red coins. And yeah, if we sell stone bricks, it's going to be 20% of the bar filled up and 1 red coin, which is quite useful. We could go fishing as well. There is a way that I saw to go fishing without a fishing boat, but we need to get down there and build a dock out to the fish. I think we'll leave that for a minute until we get fish unlocked. Okay, so we need to deliver stone bricks to there, but I kind of want to keep stone bricks because stone bricks are very useful. So I'm wondering whether selling, well, we need to sell a stone brick at least anyway. So you stop, you have a stone brick in your hand. Sell one stone brick to the community. Boom, there we go, we've got 1 red coin, excellent. And now you can go back to doing that. School, here we go. Right, school and research. Yes, this is a big part of the game now. So, you build a school, and a school will require. What else we got here? Our wells are useful. Mouse over these, get rid of the flashing icons. Right, a school, as you see here, requires 20 stone. We don't have any stone because we're taking all the stone out for our stone brick, so let's stop that for a minute. But a school unlocks the ability to research wonderful things, which can lead to fantastic automation, which is kind of what we're going to need, and we're going to need it kind of soon because we are running out of grain very quickly. Yeah, we burn through grain very, very quickly. So, wait till we get our. So, not where should we put the school? A school generally wants to be somewhere where we can make paper. Paper is complicated. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, shall we? Let's just put the school down first. So, school. Where should we put the school? I really don't know. Thinking up here out the way. School can live on the hill. I think that makes sense. Put the school on the hill out the way. It does require some other resources to come to it, so we will have to have people come up to it at some point. But for now, There we go. Okay, and we have unlocked the ability to make paper. Okay, paper is made in a lumber mill, and it requires wood and water, I believe. So let's make a lumber mill. So I want to level that down. Yeah, I think I want to level that down. And something else I want to do as well is I want to change this button here, the terrain block up. I want to change it to flatten down. It's one I use the most of. So we click that so we have it selected, and then you hold, I believe, shift and press the correct number. Yep, there we go. And it changes the hut bar down here. So if you want to remove anything off this hut bar and change it around, select what you want to do, hold shift and press the corresponding number, and there we go. You can add it to the listing like that, to the bar like that. Okie dokie. Right. So, lumber mill. Put lumber mill in the pose there. There we go. And you are going to be set to make paper. Paper requires wood and water. So, and I don't think paper can go on chutes. Might be wrong about that. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see. And the school obviously requires a recipe. So, what do we got? Well, let's actually produce some paper first, shall we? Because it might ask us to research something specific. I don't know. So, I need a person. And you need to grab trees and put it in there. And I also need to build a well. Wells produce water, which is very, very useful. So let's put a well down. They do have an arrow, but they don't auto output, which is another one of those weird things. Let's see if I put it there and then put it won't auto output at all. You can extract from it using a conveyor and a grabber, but we don't have that unlocked yet. So instead, we shall have to get a worker and tell the worker to take water into there. Thank you. There we go. And now that has produced one paper. We have paper. Okie dokie. Right. Complete research. Now bring paper to the school and start performing research. Check the research recipes to find out which other items you need to supply. At the school, choose a research option. Bring paper to the school. Craft recipe. Okie dokie. So we can research anything we want to. The question is, what do we want? What would be useful? Farming would be dead useful because it means we can put farms down and we can grab crops. Basic logistics will give us conveyor belts, which are very useful. Forestry is very useful, and metallurgy is useful, very, very useful, just not now. So it's between these three. I don't think base logistics is a priority. Farming and forestry are definitely the two. Let's go with forestry. Let's do that one first, shall we? Let's go with forestry. Unfortunately, to research stuff requires one, writing, which is provided by paper. And obviously paper is give you 1, whereas if you can create books which are made for someone else, you can get 10 in one go. And requires red coins. So we could do one bit of this 25 research and then run out because we have no more red coins. So we need to change that up as well. So, oh dear, right. We've also run out of grain here. So I suppose we'll put you back onto long range grain duty in a minute. You're going to go on to taking stone to the stonemason, and you are actually going to take stone to the general goods store and sell it there so that we can make some coins, because we need coins. I also need another person, which is difficult to do because we don't have any more people. I mean, I suppose this isn't doing anything anymore, so I suppose you can come and take paper to there. Oh, that's something else I want to point out as well. Although I've ordered him to walk all over there, and he'll happily do that, he'll walk there. You can pick up people. If you press M, you open the move tool. I could click on that worker and pick him up, and I could manually move him somewhere. So I could move him onto a different island and start the island doing stuff. You can cheat with that slightly because you can pick up carts full of goods. So I could bring a cart over here, fill it up with something, pick it up with the move tool and bring it back. It's a little bit cheaty. It does require a lot of manual work to do it though, so it's a trade-off. But generally, if you're moving people long distances, it probably makes more sense to pick them up and move them to their starting destination, just to make life a little bit easier on your workers. You don't want them wearing their non-existent legs out. I do love that they are just literally capsules with heads. It's great, it's fantastic. And there we go. Our research is going. We have that. We're gonna probably use up. Yeah, we're gonna probably run out of red coins by the time this goes, but that's fine. That's fine. Something else I want to do is I want to expand. We don't need to. We've got plenty of space, but I want to kind of expand out, buying some of the properties next door just to see what we've got and where we're going to go. So I'm going to buy these two up here. I think they look as if there's just water on them, but although you can see them, you can't see the resources on them, so you don't quite know. So let's purchase that. A bomb. And we found a temple. That's very useful. I'll purchase that one. A bomb. And it doesn't have a temple. Right, what is that? Is that a water temple? I think that is. That's a water temple. Awesome. Awesome. They're used for magic way later on in the game. But that's what they look like when they spawn naturally. Awesome sauce. Right. Cool. Okay. Right, and you click on them, they get off the effect. Right. Okie dokie. So that's over there, and I also kind of want to. No, that goes that way. Just that we've got lots of yellow coins, and I'm not worried about using them. I know you end up with loads and loads of them, so I'm thinking perhaps I'll buy these along here. Purchase that one. Purchase that one. Purchase that one. Awesome. What have we got here? We have an earth temple. In a very precarious situation. So that's going to be awkward to get to, but it's doable. There's sugar. That's useful. We found sugar. That is very useful for later on. Oh, I didn't look at the resources over here, did I? Earth shards. More carrots. Carrots are always good. I don't see any of these specialist trees. Maybe don't use the specialist trees. Maybe they're not in it yet. Don't know. Maybe. Berries. Berries are good. Berries are very useful for later on. Baking cakes. Gold. Gold is something I never used in my previous playthroughs. Don't know how that works. So. Okay, so we found two temples, and they're quite a distance away, but they're for major future releases. So don't worry about it. Okie dokie. So, still waiting for our forestry to come along and go. Right, I am going to change this up ever slightly as well. I'm going to put in a chute. There, like that. Okay. And I'm going to tell you to drop onto that chute. Then I'm going to tell the wagon to stop doing stuff, and I'm going to tell you to drop onto the chute. Okay, and that just means that the stonemason is going to get directly fed, and we've still got one putting stuff into the base, so we still have stone in the base. Being added to it. In fact, I can carry on with that for a little while. Just to help top it up a little bit. And we're waiting for wood. Wood is a problem. Again, I could put in chutes here, but we're going uphill. Chutes do not work uphill, so it'd be quite difficult to do. I'll get you to drop off your water, and then I think you shall come onto tree duty as well. If you don't mind. In fact, stop. What I'll do is I will tell you to get any resources you can. So he'll go to the nearest place to get wood, and then once the wood is full, I believe he'll get water. I believe that's how it works. And if I tell you to do exactly the same, pop off there, and then we have unlocked new things because our research has been completed. The forester and the tree planter, very useful. Tell you to grab things as well. Yeah, I think they'll grab all the wood, and then once the wood is full, they'll grab water automatically. So that's going to help fill that up. That's what that option's useful for in this situation. They'll grab anything they can find in that list. So they'll grab all the wood, and then once it's full of wood, they'll probably switch to water. Hopefully switch to water. Not sure. Right. Tutorial state, final state. Awesome. That's the end of the tutorial. Keep completing research, upgrade your base, build houses, automating and optimizing your production. Expand your territory to uncover ancient technology that will bring your efficiency to unimaginable levels. More information is always available from the guide. Press period to help the menu to end the tutorial. Okie dokie. So, there we go. Right. So, we need to do more research. Farming's the next one. Let's do farming. Do that there. Right. So that can do a bit of farming, and that can go, and we'll leave that going, and that's absolutely fine. So we've unlocked forestry. Forestry is dead useful. Absolutely dead useful. I do really want to remove all these trees here, so I might leave my workers just digging out things for the minute and going. That's gonna be the best idea for the time being, so that we can just get some space and we're getting the resources in as well. We can always take some of the stone out of this and put it in the barn to store it, or we could always do other things. I think these are all filtered, these top ones here. I think they're all filtered to being what they are. So yeah, wood, stone, planks, and I think I did the grain myself. So we're guaranteed to leave them in the base. There's always going to be space for them. I must remember, I'm going to do that in fact now. That last slot there is going to become rails. And if anyone saw my last playthrough, you'll know why I'm setting that up now. Because, yeah, must remember to do that. So, right. Generally now it's going to be waiting for the farming to go, and then waiting for the space. We need space in order to build anything, really. We could put little things in places and do things that way. It's not... You don't have to make things mega to start with. I think I might move this. Be here. You, I don't want you. Want you. Will you grab me a single board and bring it around to the workshop? Just so it uses up that one board that's in there. If you remove buildings that have resources in them, I believe you do keep the resources. I'm just never 100% sure, and although I think I have checked it, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about it. So there we go. We've unlocked the next things. We've unlocked a farm, an animal pasture, and medicine for our research. Awesome. Right. So I think it's time to unlock some basic logistics that probably make sense to allow us to grab some things there. That requires a little bit more, so it's going to take a bit more time. So right, so that workshop is now empty, so I can remove that, and I want to empty this barn. Let's take everything. Hopefully that will take everything out to there and not drop it in there. Yes, it will. Awesome. Right. Because I want to clear this area up so that I can put in a farm here. What we're going to do, we're going to put in a farm here. Just behind the grain mill, so it can go straight out. I could square off the area if I wanted to. It costs a lot terraforming. You'll see we've gone down a lot. I did buy quite a few lands as well. It does cost a fair bit to terraform anything, so best to save that till you've got lots of money. Yeah. So, something else we do kind of need is thinking we could sell eggs as well as flour to the food market. I'm thinking ahead a little bit here, but you'll see why in just a moment. Looks like they are grabbing the trees and the water that's required. That's working awesomely. Cool. You put a farm down, and then you also need to put down farm tiles. And the farm tiles are the ones that actually grow the crops. I'll show you how it works in a moment. But the farm tiles require fertilizer. Which means I technically need to put down a pasture first, because the only way to make a pasture, make fertilizer, sorry, is to put down a pasture. Requires animal oh, it's a research. Oh. Okay, so we can't do the farming yet. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Right, so you are empty as well, so we can remove the barn. Go there. There is one thing as well. When you remove buildings and you don't have any, like the workshop, I have no workshops now. Any building that requires the workshop will become locked again. So just take in mind, like there, the barn. I can't build another barn because I don't have a workshop. Even though we've unlocked it and we had one, I can't build one now. So I need to put down a workshop first before I can unlock the barn. Something to keep in mind. Right, one thing I'm going to do is I am going to pause recording here, and I'm just going to let this go for a bit. I want to clear out some of this area here. Also, my washing machine's going, so I apologise if the sound is dodgy. But yeah, I'm going to let this go for a little while here. We're going to clear out some of these resources, let them just get used up and bits and pieces, and we'll be back once I think this research is done. So I shall see you in a bit. And welcome back. Our research is complete. I don't know if it's just completed or actually completed a long time ago, because I actually went and fell asleep, so I don't know how long this has been running or how things are going. Right, well, we've run out of grain here. That's obviously an issue, and we are full on stone and full on planks. And we have an issue of something there going wrong. Right, okie dokie. So, with that research complete, we need to have a look. Well, we do need animal pastures to sort the farm out, so let's start that going. But let's have an actual look into trying automating some of these things, shall we? Because it's taking ages to do anything. We're going to need grain at some point. That's going to have to be fixed there. This is not working. Why is this not working? I bet it's because you're delivering to the wrong. Here you are. Let's remove that there. If you ever get something stuck on the conveyor, if you bring the move tool up and just click on it, it will take it off of the conveyor and put it into your base conveyor chute, whichever. It will put it in the base. So don't worry about that. But come here. Come here. What are you doing? do that. Yes, that's because I had one put to there. So what happens is when you put the something on a chute, it can go either direction. So if the first one put a stone on and it was moving, and then the second one put a stone there as the first stone was on the third block, it would block it and the stone would move backwards, which ruins the whole thing. So put it on the first, right, is how you fix that, get that working. So we've cut back there. We've got loads of things. We haven't got very many logs. That's a bit of a bummer, but oh well. So what do we want to build? We want to build some new automation, which means we need some more houses to start with. Let's do that. Let's put some more houses in. I'm going to put them in back to back there. 1, 2, 3, and can't build any more. Why can't I not build one there? Oh, we don't have enough wood. Okay. I'm going to switch you over to just putting wood into the base because we've used up all our wood. That's an issue. Right. So, a forester. A forester will automatically cut down trees, but won't actually chop them down. He'll generate wood from trees, but not actually use the resources up, which is a very good thing. That's very helpful. I'm a little confused as to how it works, considering all the other resources do actually get used up. For instance, if I put a farm near this grain, it would use the grain up. Foresters don't appear to do that. I don't know why. They just don't. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. So let's put in a forest that we can't. We don't have enough brick. Why don't we have? Ah, because we're selling all our stone brick. Ah, damn it. Stone brick to the base. Ah, what the hell? What did I do there? No. Put that in there for a minute. Just sell that. Make some people happy. There. Right. And oh, our animal pasture is unlocked. That's very useful. 6 stone to the stone mason. Get him going a bit faster. Right. I'll go lead the research for a minute because we're getting ahead of time and I'm not thinking straight. So, a forester. Do we have a pasture as well? That's useful. Foresters require 20 stone brick. We currently have 16. We get in there, but it's slow. Pastures are needed for the grain. It's a little bit weird that farms unlock before pastures, but then I think farms can mine natural resources. So anyway, you'll see why. And we have cloth conveyor belts, and we have some logistics, which are quite useful. If you've watched me before, you'll know that I tend to fall into logistics, and it's a very, very long and slippery slope. Right. The forester requires trees. You can either put him somewhere and then put trees around him, or put him near trees. I'm going to put him near trees because it makes life a bit easier. I'm going to rotate him that way as well. Would be great if I could move the camera now, but for some reason I couldn't. So let's try that again. Yep, rotate him that way, and we're going to go over there. Get 39 trees linked to him. Not ideal. Could be better. Could be a lot better, but it's not. You see there, the trees are shaking, and he's grabbing trees. It does cost 1 red coin to mine a tree, so keep that in mind. You do need a way of producing red coins, which I think we're going to get a worker doing that. So we're going to use up some of these planks. Planks did give us red coins, didn't they? I think so. No, planks did not. No, planks give us... No, it's stone. So yeah, you are going to carry on doing that. We're going to fill the base up, and we're going to fill that up, which is fine. It's fine. Yeah. We'll do both. Just keep our little red coins ticking. And because logs are round, they can not bounce on the ground. They can travel on chutes. So if we put chutes here, go into this slot here. Let's lower that one down to make life a bit easier. Let's lower this whole top ridge down, like so. Okay, we got enough money for that. That's fine. And what we can do is we can bring a chute in, like so. And if we did that, it will actually transmit onto it because it's forcing an output. It will actually output onto it. which is ideal. That's absolutely fantastic. That works wonders. So now we have a forester feeding our lumber mill directly, which means he's going to always end up with lots of stuff there. And we've got a worker grabbing water to keep the paper going. Not that we need to, because we're not doing any research. But the other thing we can do with this is we can move, have this chute come down and go into our base, for instance, if we wanted to automatically get wood. But that is using one worker instead of two. So now I could get rid of that worker and just have a single worker doing the water until it's required. Shall we start some other research up? What do we need? We can't do steam power, that's way ahead. Intermediate logistics. Let's get into that. Grabbers. Grabbers will make life so much easier. Let's try that then. Okay. So that helps getting everything sort of working there and doing bits and pieces like that. We'll just speed up things there. Let's also look into a farm. A farm is what we need. We also need a pasture. So a pasture requires animal feed, and it can produce. Let's put one down and I'll show you what I mean. Put one down here. It's a really bad location for it, but yeah, we'll put it down there. There we go. That's not a very good location for it. But let's see. It requires fertilizer and water to produce goods, and like for instance, wool. It will produce wool and fertilizer. Sorry, it requires animal feed and water to produce any goods, and they all produce fertilizer apart from eggs. But then you have one here for fertilizer, so it's just one animal feed produces one fertilizer. Fertilizer we need, so this is going to be set to fertilizer straight off the bat, and I'm then going to build a workshop because I want a barn. So let's put a workshop in, say, there, which just allows me to build a barn because, as I said before, barns were locked behind things. So we'll put in a barn there, okay, and I'll put in a chute like that. Oh no, you can't output onto a chute. Okay, so fertilizer can't go onto a chute, right? So this grain mill. Let's stop it producing food and let's start it producing animal feed instead, which requires 2 grain. I don't have any grain. We do have some grain in the base. I kind of want to keep that because you require grain for planting grain, but our next grain is a long way away. But we might be able to mine that. We might be able to mine that without having to worry about it. Let's smooth this down a bit here. And then put in a farm. Farms can use natural resources that are on the ground, so they will just pick up resources that are on the ground and use them up, which is fine. We've unlocked the farm tile. The farm tile is the bit that I was about. Farms will grab whatever's around them, so they'll use the corn, but they'll actually use this corn up. Once it's gone, it's gone. The grain is gone. However, they can also pick up herbs and tomatoes and carrots and things like that as well. So. However, if you put down a farm tile, one of these, which requires 2 fertilizer, and then put a crop on the farm tile, it will automatically replant it for free. So it will use up what's on it, and then it will replant it straight away. So you've got an infinite supply of grain. I believe it's free. I guess it uses one of its internal storage to plant one. I'm not sure, but I guess it's free. And I think if we put down a barn here, these can output onto chutes. So there we go, we're going to get barn there. So that's good. And we can use the barn to plant farm tiles, so therefore we can use the grain in our base to do things. So you want to take grain and put it in there, and you want to say take grain and put it in there. Okie dokie. Right, and our workshop's got no recipe because it just doesn't at the moment. Not fussed about that. It's just there because I needed to build one. This also requires water, which I suppose we can just copy the well and put the well there. And let's put down another worker, and you will tell you to grab whatever's required for that. So he would automatically go to the grain mill to get animal feed because it's the only place there is, and he would automatically go to the well to get water because that's the only place there is. And this will produce fertilizer. Awesome. Then fertilizer can be put in the barn, which yeah, is needed but isn't. We're going to build a second farm, however, and we're going to put it one away from the edge, so there. If I put it there, we get more. Can't I put it somewhere where I'm going to actually get all the crop thread? So if we did that and then just raised up that terrain there, can't afford to do that. We are absolutely broke now. Right. That's fine. That's fine. Can't afford to hire a worker. Are we actually selling any? We're not selling any food to our places. That's a bit of a bummer. Now the thing is, what I could do is I could have the lumber mill up here do multiple resources, which I think I kind of want to do. I think that's going to make sense, especially when we get logistics unlocked. So let's drop you in there. Let's tell you to stop. And is there anyone else working on this lumber mill? No, there isn't. Right, okay. Take wood, put it in there. Right. Then we're going to destroy his lumber mill. Goodbye. Then we're going to tell you to take wood and sell it to the general goods store because that's going to give us gold. And then we're not going to dig him again. That was a mistake. And we're going to tell this one up here to add a second recipe. You can add second recipes to things. The order which you pick them doesn't particularly matter. I think it comes down to what resources you have. So, for instance, I mean that one doesn't matter. That one has planks and paper. Both use 2 logs, so that's not an issue there. But the grain mill, if you were to tell it to do animal feed and flour, it will prioritise animal feed because that only has 2 grain. So even if you put flour in there first and then animal feed second, it will, once it gets 2 grain in it, it will start producing animal feed and use up that grain. And then once it gets another 2, it will do animal feed, and it will never do flour unless you're supplying it with more grain than it uses. So that's something to keep in mind. It would be nice if it would do a round robin, you know, if it would wait for one, wait for the other, but that's not how it works. So, but this one doesn't matter. So if we tick that, if you click on the row, it will just select that one recipe. Whereas if you actually tick the boxes, it will select 2 of them. So there we go. You can see there it's now producing planks because the paper was full, so it's producing planks instead. However, it will produce paper as well because the paper is empty because we're using the paper there. So that is awesome. So you and then grab that and drop it in the base. It's a long old walk, but you can do it. I believe in you. I do kind of want to put a path in there as well. I think I might get rid of those 2. Take that tree down. And we'll build a path. Path requires just standing. That's 2. There we go. And what I'll do is oh, you can actually walk through crystals. Oh, that's okay. That's good. In tools, you have a remove resource. Costs you 20 yellow coins. It will let you remove resources from the map. It's something you want to use sparingly to start with, because although you think, oh, these mana shards are no good now, they're in the way, you will need them later. I'm going to get rid of 1, just because it makes life easier. That tree will get used up, so yeah, got rid of 1, and that just makes that journey all that much quicker. So that's awesome. Right. Okie dokie, there we go. Right, so You are currently doing nothing. You can see in the recipes here, farms have auto-managed recipes. I think a couple of other places have that. Basically, it will automatically tick whatever item appears next to it. So if you plant down a pear tree near it, it will automatically harvest the pear tree, so on and so forth, for any of the ones here. The apply water and apply fertilizer basically speeds up the growth of the crops. It isn't particularly needed, I'll be honest with you. In all my my previous playthroughs, crops grow quick enough without the problem. Maybe if you had really high productivity and only a small area, so say for instance we only had like a 3x3 behind here, this farm might eat the resources quicker than it can do. But once you spread out the whole area with fields, the crops grow fast enough before it can harvest it, even at maximum speed. So anyway, to put down farm tiles we need fertilizer. We have fertilizer here, so you come here. I don't know why I did that. Take fertilizer. Take fertilizer, put it in the barn. There we go. And you're just going to go backwards and forwards and do that. That's fine. We're going to use up all the grain in our base. That's fine because we're going to have, well, we've got 200 over here already, which is awesome. So let's put in some farms. Farming tiles. Okay. So how many do we actually have? Let's see. Got 20, and they require 2 each. So that's fine. So let's just put down a patch of 9 for the minute, just to show you how this works. You see it says no crop planted, so we need to plant a crop there. So we go to farming, we go down and we pick the crop we want. We want to plant grain because it's the only one we haven't got any of these other ones here. You do need these in storage. That's why I grabbed the grain to start with in the base, but obviously we've done that elsewhere now. And you put it down like that and it starts growing, and you'll see it has a growth meter. If it has water or fertilizer, it will grow faster. As I said, that's what that whole idea is there. So that just speeds up the goods there. We can also tell this to come out and feed directly into there, which will produce more animal feed, which will keep this whole cycle going. And then that pasture can produce fertilizer to get the fields going. And then once we've got enough fertilizer to plant the whole area full of something, we can switch this back over to flour. All pastures require animal feed. You can have multiple things. So for some reason in that little tiny 3x3 area, with that outhouse shed type thing, you could fit chickens, sheep, more chickens, cows, and cows. Not sure where they'd all stay in there, but you can do that. So that's the thing. Okay, and this is all working quite well. We've got a bit of a production line going here. I'm going to use up all this stone, hopefully over time. Here we go. I'll put in that last bit of path. Now that's just so much quicker for him to walk up and down there. Now when he gets 2 logs, which he's not getting because we're not getting enough red coins at the moment. That's the problem. I think it might do round robin when it's got these here. So it did paper. Let's see. So you're gonna. There's 1. We'll do 2, and then oh no, it's gonna do paper again. So maybe it does follow whatever order you've got there if the resources are the same. Maybe it's just random. No, it's doing paper. Okay, so yeah, maybe it is. Is there? I'm not really sure. So anyway, this way, and here we have grown. The crops are grown. See here, and you use up all that crops, and it drops down back to growing and starts growing again. As you can see, they're not using up all the crops before they're going to grow. It may do. It may. Let's use that one up. 5, 4, and 2 there, and that's going to grow again soon. So I've never really seen the need for watering or fertilizing or spreading fertilizer on crops. It's never been needed. In this situation, if I put more workers into this this farm, so it works faster, which is something I've never explained before. You can add more workers to an area if you want to, and it will just increase your production speed. 1 worker is 100%, 5 workers is 200%. I think the farm can go to 10 workers maximum, so it would use up the crops more in a little 3x3 area, so I suppose that's a thing. But at 1 worker it seems to just be fine, and it's producing enough to do whatever it's doing, so that's fine. So are we out? We are out of corn there. Yeah. You and okie dokie. Right. So we've got that working. That is producing fertilizer, which is filling that up there, which means we can then produce more crops to get going, and that's all working there. We're not selling enough red coins. We do need to get some more red coins. What sells for red coins? Let's see here. Change the value and go down to red coins. Eggs sell for red coins. Fish sell for red coins. Fruit juice from raw chicken. I mean, we can make raw chicken now with our. I'll see if we could change this to be raw chicken. Eggs is one I tend to avoid because although it's easy to make, you don't get any fertilizer for it. So, and the thing about the pastures as well is their output. They will produce whatever's available. This is the priority row, for instance. So if I set this to do raw chicken, which I think I might do, let's change this to be raw chicken instead. If the fertilizer is full, it will continue making the product. It will continue making chicken, and just ignore the fertilizer. It just gets destroyed. I think everything else doesn't do that. If you have a system that has 2 outputs, it will just get stuck on the 2 outputs. So yeah, that's a thing, obviously. Right, so you're taking that out of there. So if we build another worker, which I didn't need to do because I got 2 down there, so I'm sorry you're going to get sacked. You are going to grab chicken and take it to the food market. Okay. And you are going to start supplying that place because 1 worker is not enough. Okay, so you're taking the fertilizer out and you're taking the chicken out. Means you're selling the chicken for 2 gold a piece, which means our wood's going to start getting what it needs to do. So everything is awesome. Hopefully. Okay, this has all come to a stop, but it will, as and when we use up bits and pieces, you'll have to get done. So, no progress, but we got there in the end. I think that's where we're going to leave this episode, and we shall come back next time when we have more research, more things to do, and more unlocks to play with. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next one, and until then, as always, have fun.